Hello, my friends. It's Friday evening, 28th of April. Moment ago, I was making video, and then that video was not showing, and then I did the same short, and now I have two of them. And I'm afraid if I cancel, then it will be nothing. So I will leave it the way it is. It's only 1 minute. And I did because Alicja, what's her name? Alicja Kratkiewicz asked me to show my paintings, so I thought, why not? It's a good subject for shorts. And today I will be talking about fungus that can eat plastic and metal and oils. So that fungus is some new creature that we have to check how safe it will be and what the future. How Pence testimony affected investigation run by Jack Smith. Is Tacker Carlson going to run for presidency? Will problem with crime go down? Any plans to clean up the space? How can you tell when someone is lying to you? Reading on voice in Australia politics. Okay, so I will start doing my readings. And I'm cleansing my cards. Whoever is new, I will get pictures in my head and I have to understand them. But I will start actually with the first thing. It's not on the list. And okay, today it came out just recently that Justice John Roberts' wife gained $10 million since her husband became a member of Supreme Court. So Cheryl asked me if all wives was involved in the making money. And the vision, I have to explain what that vision means to me. Like dirt around edges and between fingers. This was something that I experienced as a kid. There was a lot of homeless dogs after the war. I was born 6 years after the war. But when I was 8, when I was coming from school, there was always a whole bunch of homeless dogs that were keeping in a group. And I was giving them my lunch instead of eating my lunches. That time I didn't have to eat too much and I was slim. So, and my hands, from petting those dogs, had that mark all over. It was like someone would use a brownish grayish pen and painted. The hand was clean, but the edges were dirty. And I saw this, and my mom I will come home and she will look at my hands and again you were playing with those wild dogs. You know, they can bite you. My brother was bitten 5 times. So I knew that she was afraid, and I was always saying, no, they love me. They will not hurt me. Yes, and those people who love those Supreme Court guys, they are giving them nice money, and the hands are dirty. So that's the vision, and I will pull 3 cards to know more, because I have the feeling if 3 so far was caught, how many more? 3 cards, whatever it will come with the cards. Cards I'm always using as extension of my reading. Yeah, the love, showing the love, appreciation. Now every one of them is afraid for, and the journey is not going to be easy. I bet so many of them will have to be exposed. The journalists are now not giving them any free tickets. So all of them their accounts will be checked, and they will be making sure that they are watching if their hands are clean. And it's not visible. Like, this edge was so easy for my mom to figure out how I was behaving after school, and I said, well, just a little bit bread I left, so I gave to the dogs. And okay, Grammy Depp, thank you. Australian discovery of the mold fungi eating plastic. I think that is from South America, that mushroom. Well, and that plastic, it's not only that fungus, it's not only eating plastic, but metals, oils. So will this turn the fate in our plastic pollution problem in the future? The name of the mushroom is Aspergillus, and there is another one as well. Those funguses can eat oils, metals, and plastic. In 140 days, they will fully break down the item that they are eating. So it's not like, whew, and it's gone. And they need higher temperature because the climate in South America is higher, and they need a lot of UV radiation. But I'm afraid that if this can go out of control, that can be a problem. So they have to pay attention, because I see eating. So they will have to keep this in the glass containers, and that will be expensive because they don't want the mushroom. Mushroom can spread like a mushroom. So they will have to make sure that things are not exposed to bigger environment. Yeah, they have to figure out the secrets. There is more secrets than good. It will be something that they will be using even in medical fields. And yes, it will be a long process, but maybe they will be able to save some earth by using those funguses. They will produce apparently oxygen when they are eating those things, so why not? It will take a long time to reproduce them, but we can only hope for the best. Trump said to Mike Pence, "You are too honest, Mike Pence." And this was words from Trump. So I think that's the reason he chose him to be vice president. He thought that he can control him all the time, and that would be easy for him to have vice president who will not stand up to him. And Mike Pence was really obedient. He was even reaching for the water when Trump put the bottle on the floor. He put oh my God, what a copycat he was. But one day he stood up for himself. So for what was much more important than obeying his boss. So I believe he was saying the truth. No matter what, he was not the best witness for Trump. If so, he was kind of very hard witness. Even he didn't want to testify. He was saying the truth. And Trump knew that. Everything we will see is the new vision of the situation from different perspective, from his perspective. And it's a hanging man. He knew that Trump wouldn't care if he will be hung. The decision that he had to make, and he feels like he's backstabbing Trump, but too bad. It's the way it's supposed to be. Trump wouldn't hesitate and backstab him. So it is something that Pence has to live with it, and he's afraid, but he took the right decision. He didn't go anymore to the courts to fight, and he testified. So somehow he started to think about himself. Judy Villa, is Tacker Carlson going to run for president? I know that there is a lot of people stuck to him, like glued to him. So he has so many followers. He is popular. Maybe not as much as Trump, but he is very, very popular. And he has charismatic personality. That's what Trump's followers are looking for. And he has huge charisma, and he is strong. He's alpha. When Trump had the interview with him couple weeks ago, he looked more alpha than alpha dog as Trump. So Trump was sitting like I do, and it was that he is very much appealing. But I saw an empty house, like ghost house. So I don't know if that means that he's not going to run, or he will be running at the Halloween time. Maybe that's what he wants to do. He will see how the situation is going with Trump, and I have the feeling that he will be crying over the relationship with Trump, and he will stand up for himself, and he will calculate that who will give him and how much he can make it. So there are no friends anymore. And Trump knows how much he loves him, because that was on the tapes. So there is no hypocrisy. It was so much, but those followers of Trump might move towards him, towards Tucker. Torah. Crime over here is growing. I don't know where you are, but I think in USA the crime is growing, especially drugs. Will this be better? And I saw women fighting. I think when women will have the power, that situation will start shrinking. So, but they have to let more ladies to be in the Congress, in the government. Today, even in South Carolina, Democrats, there was only one Democrat and 3 Republicans lady and 1 independent. And they decided that they want to change go against the Republicans controlling, the woman's body. Good. So there is something, the healing process will come eventually, symbol of doctor. So many hearts are broken, so many mothers and parents are broken, and those people on the streets, they are lonely, they are homeless. So I think eventually the mothers will, the women's movement will take care of this. And we will have to live to see it, but I believe that will be more control over guns and so on. Panther Fantasy. That's a nice nickname for the person who sent me the question. Are there any plans to clean up the space? Officials are calling it space debris. Right now, it's like one bird here, one bird there. They are not causing any damage to any spaceships or anything. But eventually, it will be so many that there will be accident. There will be some collision, and they will start cleaning up. It's like one bird here, one bird there. It's nothing, but when you see the whole big amount of birds, they can destroy a plane. They can cause accidents. So it's the same with that debris. When there will be too many, too hard to handle, and it will be a big problem. But it will be a little bit too late. They should start cleaning something now, but they don't want to spend money. Yeah, the death card. Big change eventually will come, but they have to wait until it will be some damage done. They will start thinking more positive, more honest way, more proper way. And then, yes, they will be going to the top, because right now everyone is cheating. Okay, I can put more mess and no one will spank me for that. And that's what it is. The space is so polluted that it's unbelievable. In Lahas, how can you tell when someone is lying to you? The worst part is we know, and we don't want to have sometimes to put a fuss. We don't want to fight. We are ignoring. We have that gut feeling in our stomach. And I was in a situation that I thought, oh, he's not going to, something is wrong with this guy. He is going to not pay for the furniture he said that he's going to buy, and I'm unpacking. And meanwhile, he said, oh, I will be walking around the store. My wallet is in my car, so I will come and pay for this furniture. And I'm unpacking, because it's always decoration over decoration. I have antique stuff, whoever don't know. And he stole my wallet. Day before, actually, I told my husband, he asked me what I want for a birthday. I said, I want cameras, because it was 22 years ago. So he said, okay, I will buy you cameras at the store. That time I was mostly working. He still had the full-time job. And so we didn't have even cameras. That was first year, yeah. And he took my wallet and emptied my debit account right away. He didn't touch my Visa or MasterCard. He just emptied my debit account. But he took my security ID and everything. And I thought, oh gosh, and you knew. And you want to be polite, you didn't want to make fuss. You were lying to yourself that you can't really be critical of everyone. You don't have any rights to judge people before they will do something. There is no proof that I can, especially that he was he was dark color. So I thought, oh, you never grew up around people with that dark skin and blah, blah, blah. I'm not a racist. I should knew that I'm not trusting him, because there was a reason not to trust him. But I wanted to be a good girl, and I pay high price. He emptied my debit in 15 minutes. He had some device that he put in the machine, and he went to the hotel, and there was a casino as well there. And he put that device, instead of paying that time probably $150 for transaction, he paid $475. So they knew that there was some different automat. And he apparently did quite a few numbers around the Red Deer that time. And I knew it, and I was angry at myself that I was not protecting. And he went behind my counter and took my wallet. Yeah. We have that feeling. Listen, don't ignore it. When you have some feeling, oh, maybe that person is cheating on me, or maybe is dishonest. You know what I mean. Sambo, Can you do a reading on Australian politics? Will the voice fail? Voice is the vote is going. It is the group of Aboriginal people in Australia, and they want to be united. And I think it will be around November, December. No, I didn't put this down. And they will survive. It will be really, sometimes some of them will be in a hiding, so I don't know how to explain this, because it will be like not too popular. They will be avoiding the confrontation or hiding, but eventually they will survive and be very strong. So yeah, there will be some fights, maybe barricades or some. The sun, they will have to pay more attention to them, to see their problems and to understand them. Eventually it will be a good harvest for them, and they would like to have some control over the government. So they were like, the vision that I had, it was like someone hiding during the Second War who was Jewish, and people will help him to hide. Eventually the war will be over, and that person will be safe and successful. But it is the same kind of connection I have seen. So Jen Cooks, I was writing your rest of your comment, and because John Cooks gave me the remedy that eating ice, the diet that I was kind of curious, so I asked you. I didn't spend time investigating this. I thought I will ask my people what is the diet, and Joanne Cooks, that eating ice can damage my teeth. They can crack, which is true. And I know I had frozen head once from drinking the those ice drinks. I can't drink that. It's too cold for me. And she said that, of course, it will make if you put on the soup will be cold, and the grease will be melted on top. So, excuse me, I have to have a drink. So this is something probably not for me, and it's a big, she said, it's a fake. So I believe you. Okay, and now I want to make prayers for people who are sick, who needs help, for people who feels abandoned, who don't know what to do with themselves, who feels mentally unstable. It's a huge, huge problem. Every year, worse and worse. I don't know why. I grew up after the war, and no one was talking about mental illness. My mother, one of her friends, lost her daughter, so she was depressed, and but she had a reason to feel that depressed. And eventually she ended up for some time in institution to help her. But otherwise, no one was. Neighbor of my husband, he said that he hung himself, yes. So they were old people who will have depression, but not to the degree that it is now. And maybe the war killed so many of those people who were depressed, and they felt like it's better to fight than feel depressed. I don't know, because depression was not the subject that we were talking about. And I didn't even know how to react, because to me it was something that you didn't talk about, like taboo. And yes, we have to talk about that subject and we have to help those people. I learned that by living in the West that that's normal part of life, that people are feeling depressed and they have vulnerability, and we have to help them. So if you know someone who needs your help, advise them to see a medical help, or some group of people that they can help themselves as a group, because there are some groups who are dealing with the stress, and even anger management is related to that kind of knowing how to deal with themselves, so they are angry, and that's not right as well. So it will be good if they can go to those groups and help them each other. Stay positive, stay happy, stay healthy, stay wealthy, and all the best to everyone. And the energy should come to us and from us. I love you guys. See you next time. Bye bye.